Okay, so we had a lot of news on Tesla and Elon Musk. For one, we'll talk about the Terafab, we'll talk about Optimus, the humanoid robot, and then we'll talk about Elon had to sell some of his stock options to pay taxes, and also that the DOT praised Tesla online on X, which is really cool, and the EPA came out with new specs on the Cybercab. So stay tuned. Welcome to Everything Elon Musk, Tesla and SpaceX. This is such a big step in the right direction. The Texas Department of Transportation, or DOT, has backed Tesla's robotaxi efforts. Mark Williams, the executive director of the Texas DOT, was sharing his view about the platform on X. Williams said, "The introduction of the Cybercab will dramatically scale." He hailed the vehicle's design elements and the absence of traditional driver controls, marking it a significant shift in mobility and vehicle design. Also, Bank of America analyst Alexander Perry said that Tesla showed a 20% below average pricing compared to competitors. He said, "The Tesla is sacrificing margins to accumulate data and grow its footprint." Now, Perry kept his buy rating and a $460 price target for Tesla. And Elon Musk just boosted his stake in Tesla with the purchase of 304 million shares in Tesla, according to the SEC. Musk exercised his options to buy the shares at $23.34 on Tuesday for a total of $7.1 billion. Musk surrendered 17.5 million shares at a price of $404.66 and also raised a total of $7.1 billion from the move. The reason is paying taxes and covering the cost of an options exercise or vesting, according to the Form 4 filing. This was a part of the 2018 CEO Award. It nears 20% of voting power in Tesla after exercising his stock options. Also, ARK Invest Cathie Wood has bought 54,815 shares of Tesla. This is always a good sign because Cathie obviously trades stocks as well. She buys low and sells high. Also an important step for Tesla, I would say. Tesla's continuously moving in the direction of autonomy. In the past few years, the pace was comparatively slow. However, with the release of FSD V14 and autonomous Model Y robotaxis in Austin, Texas, the automaker strategy is shifting to a higher velocity. Now, remember when the Tesla Cybercab was revealed during the hyped event at the Warner Bros. Studio in October of 2024? Well, the automaker did not go very deep into the specifications of the vehicle at the time. In a recent regulatory filing with the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, important specs like the battery pack size, range, curb weight, CVWR, which stands for Cross Vehicle Weight Rating, in case you didn't know, were revealed. These specifications have kind of leaked unintentionally, or maybe before Tesla wanted them to. Although Tesla started production of the Cybercab at Giga Texas, the company hasn't yet offered the vehicle for sale and hasn't included it in its robotaxi service fleet in Austin, Texas, or the Bay Area, California. The Tesla Cybercab is a specialized two-seater vehicle solely intended for autonomous ride-hailing services or robotaxis. The current production vehicles don't have a steering wheel. However, Sandy Monroe thinks that Tesla might launch the same vehicle with a steering wheel in the future. And I'm guessing maybe regulations will force them to, or the consumer's preference. Tesla Cybercab specs. So here we go. The Tesla EPA filing for environmental compliance reveals the following specifications of the Tesla Cybercab robotaxi vehicle: front-wheel drive, regenerative braking, front wheels, battery type lithium-ion, battery capacity 48 kilowatt hours, horsepower 219 horsepower, curb weight 3,113 pounds, GVWR, here we go again, 3,730 pounds, motor power 163 kilowatts, voltage 326 volts, range 418 miles, 375 miles on highways. Historically, Tesla's electric vehicles have been basically rear-wheel drive. Only the all-wheel drive variants get motors in the front to provide more power and traction to the wheels. Tesla Cybercab is the first ever Tesla car that is basically a front-wheel drive. The automaker decided to have the powertrain in the front of the Cybercab, mostly because these vehicles will drive themselves all the time. There is no factor of human driver pleasure. Also, this is also a small car. Ride-hailing users will store luggage in the rear trunk of the Cybercab because that's what people are used to. Tesla might have decided to install the powertrain in the front to have more space in the rear of the vehicle. So let's talk about Tesla Cybercab range. The EPA has given Tesla Cybercab an estimated range figure of 418 miles or about 673 kilometers. Now for highway-only driving, it's reduced to 375 miles or about 603 kilometers. Previously, Tesla has mentioned Cybercab's range at 300 miles, which would be about 482 kilometers. On the final rating, the EPA might reduce the Cybercab's range, so we'll still have to wait until the vehicle's added to the EPA's database of EVs and Tesla models to get the final number on range. Cybercab battery capacity. The EPA document states the battery capacity of this Tesla Cybercab in amp hours, and the majority of the EV and Tesla communities use 2 battery pack sizes in kilowatt hours. However, the EPA has listed Tesla Cybercab battery capacity at 146 amp hours. The voltage of the battery is noted at 326 volts. What about the Optimus Tesla's humanoid robot? This is my favorite product, and I'm really excited for this. So the Tesla's most ambitious manufacturing project yet is officially taking shape. Drone footage captured by aerial photographer Joe Techmeyer shows great preparations actively underway on the North Campus of Giga Texas, the designated site for a Optimus humanoid robot factory targeting a staggering 10 million units per year. Now, the North Campus expansion isn't the modest addition. According to construction tracking reports, the new Optimus facility is expected to extend nearly the full length of the existing Giga Texas main building, potentially exceeding 4,000 feet. Now, the broader North Campus build-out is projected to add over 5.2 million square feet of industrial and advanced manufacturing space. Alongside the Optimus factory, a Terafab AI chip factory is also planned for the campus, co-locating robot hardware production with the AI processing infrastructure that will run it. This is also important because Tesla's 2026 capital expenditure commitment stands at $20 billion across vehicle and robot manufacturing. The North Campus expansion alone carries an estimated construction investment of $5 billion to $10 billion by the end of this year, according to industry reports tracking the project. The production roadmap is Fremont first, Texas at scale. Now, Tesla is executing 2-phase Optimus production strategies. Fremont is the proving ground. Gen 3 Optimus production began there in January of 2026, and Model S and Model X lines were retired in Q2 2026, specifically to convert that floor space for robot manufacturing. Full body production of Optimus V3 at Fremont is targeted for summer 2026, with that first generation line designed for a capacity of 1 million units annually. Early units are supporting internal factory tasks at Giga Texas, handling battery trays, sorting parts, and conducting quality inspections, generating the real-world data Tesla needs to refine the platform. However, Giga Texas is the scale play. The facility under construction now will host a second-generation high-volume production line with meaningful output targeted for summer 2027. The 10 million unit per year figure, roughly 27,000 robots per day at full run rate, is an aspirational long-term capacity goal, not a near-term production target. But the fact that Tesla is sizing the physical infrastructure to support that number from the start says a great deal about where leadership believes this market is heading. Now, when do external sales begin, you might ask? Well, Tesla has indicated it intends to begin selling Optimus units to enterprise customers before the end of 2026 with an estimated price point between $20,000 and $30,000 per unit. Initial volumes will be limited. The Fremont line is still ramping, and the Texas factory won't contribute meaningfully to this until 2027, but the commercial timeline is moving in parallel with construction, not after it. Fresh drone footage from Giga Texas shows ground crews actively clearing and grading the east side construction site where Tesla, SpaceX, and xAI are jointly building what may be the most ambitious semiconductor project in American history, known as the Terafab. Now, the facility is designed to manufacture advanced chips for everything from full self-driving and cybercab robot taxis to radiation-hardened processors designed for orbital satellites, all under one Texas roof. Now, according to Aerial Observer Joe Techmeyer, yes, again, because he's awesome, today's activity on the east side of Giga Texas is focused on grade preparation, land clearing, and the relocation of temporary workshops, material storage areas, and heavy equipment. But what actually is the Terafab? Well, Elon Musk announced the Terafab venture in late March of 2026, framing it as a direct response surging chip demand across Tesla's AI and robotics programs. The joint venture begins together three Musk-led companies, Tesla, SpaceX, and xAI, in a shared semiconductor research and fabrication facility in the north campus of Giga Texas in Austin. The facility is targeting two distinct chip families. Number one is the automotive and AI chip processors for Tesla's FSD stack, Cybercab robotaxi fleet, and the Optimus Humanoid robot. And number two, radiation-hardened space chips. High reliability processors for SpaceX satellites, orbital data centers, and deep space missions. That dual mandate is what makes Terafab unusual. Most chip fabs specialize on one process node or market segment. Building a single facility capable of serving both terrestrial, automotive grade, and space qualified production is a significant engineering and regulatory challenge and a potential competitive moat if it works. Now, it's also important to note that Tesla's Q1 2026 earnings report disclosed a $2 billion equity stake in SpaceX, timed to coincide with the formal groundbreaking of the joint semiconductor research fab at Giga Texas. Now, the financial entanglement signals this isn't a loose partnership. It's a deeply integrated capital commitment between the two companies. Why vertical integration on chips matters for Tesla owners? Tesla's already demonstrated what in-house silicon can do. The custom HW3 and HW4 chip in your vehicle outperform off-the-shelf alternatives at a fraction of the cost per inference. Terafab takes the logic to its extreme conclusion, not just designing chips internally, but fabricating them domestically, reducing dependence on TSMC and other third-party foundries. However, for Tesla owners, the downstream implications are real. The domestic fab with dedicated capacity means Tesla could accelerate HW upgrades, reduce supply chain bottlenecks that have historically delayed vehicle production, and potentially bring the next generation of FSD hardware to market faster. Now, also the Cybercab specifically, a vehicle whose entire business model depends on compute density and reliability, having a captive chip supply could be the difference between a 2027 launch and a 2029 launch. The Giga Texas North Campus prototype facility is where the technology will be validated first, a proving ground before the larger build scales up. Whether Terafab ultimately reshapes the semiconductor landscape or becomes a cautionary tale about vertical integration overreach remains an open question. But the dirt is moving and the capital is committed, and the drone footage doesn't lie. So this project is real and it's accelerating. I want to thank you so much for being here. And if you want to know a little bit more about Tesla, Elon Musk, and his other companies, you can watch this next. And don't forget to tune in next time when we have more updates. My name is Claudia. Goodbye.